Would you reflect a little bit about the difference between work on a mission field and work in a Christian country? Because the United States used to be a Christian country.
Yeah.
Now we've seen that's been changing.
Yeah.
There's a difference between those two, isn't there?
Yeah, there sure is. A lot of it is just your mindset. I mean, if you see your work as simply caring for the flock, and of course as pastors we want to care for the flock.
That's what pastors do. They care for a flock.
Yeah. I would say, you know, all missionaries are pastors, but not all pastors are missionaries.
Interesting.
You know,
what do you mean?
Well, I mean that some pastors have really latched on to their calling in this culture to reach the unchurched, and to do ministry in a place like Milwaukee, that's gonna necessarily mean some cross-cultural work. Mm-hmm. And so we're just grateful for those pastors and congregations who have taken on that challenge and have a willingness to cross over to a different culture to do work.
So instead of just taking care of one group of people, they've reached over cross-culture to another. What other differences are there between pastors and missionaries?
You know, a lot of it is probably just priorities and how you spend your time. Mm-hmm. I mean, certainly pastors have enough to do in caring for their flock that if they never stepped out of the confines of their congregation, they would be busy people. But missionary pastors prioritize reaching the lost, and they prioritize helping their congregation to reach the lost. And so I think a lot of it is just prioritization of what's important in ministry.
Well, I think isn't it also raising up new leaders who will be able to go out and start new missions in different places. Do you have any places like that?
Yeah, you know, one of the things that we work hard at here is trying to identify that next generation of leader, especially in our immigrant communities, because we've been blessed with some fabulous first-generation pastors. But we realize that if we're not proactive in, you know, finding and training that next generation, that the work is going to be limited. And so that's been an important part of what we try to do.
I was talking to Pastor Guy this morning, the man from Africa, from the Congo, and he was talking about he had 3 men in his congregation that he's identified, and he's been nurturing them as leaders.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
Oh, it's fantastic.